Hello, hello, hello. It's me again. Don't know where that came from. I won't have an answer. But yes, my phone is going off right now. The group chat is lit. But anyway, how is everyone? I pray everyone's doing fantastic, better than amazing, and that you found a way to be a blessing to someone and or be obedient today. In Jesus' name, amen. So, first of all, let me just say thank you to anyone that has watched any of my other videos thus far. I genuinely appreciate you so much. And yeah, if you haven't, what are you waiting on? Even the ones that are long, it's okay. Just press play. Looking for your ear gates. I don't need your eye gates. Your ears. That's what we need. That's what the little ones to catch. Your attention. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so this particular video, I'm gonna say, well, do a quick little rundown, quick little summary or synopsis, depending on what side of the book you're on. Maybe even some cliff notes for my fresh college joints. Wow, I'm not editing that out. 2 reasons, but the main was that I don't know how. Anywho, yeah, so just a quick rundown. I'm a cancer survivor, and all the things that the doctors have ever told me, even though some of them certainly came to pass as far as what sicknesses and reactions to certain medicines and things like that, the stuff school can teach you, but my Father in heaven has surpassed all the rules and the there's a particular word I want to use and there's one I don't want to use. I'm just gonna say with all I was told that would happen to me, although some of those things did happen, what they didn't count on is that my Father would finish it. Yeah, oof, I like that, Holy Spirit, thank you. My Father finished it. Yeah. So if you want to understand a bit more of what that means, you gotta go watch the videos. Okay. But all right, so this particular video, as a cancer survivor, right? People, one of the first things people always ask, oh, did you lose your hair? Yes, I did. I was quite bald. I didn't even know what my head shape really was. Like, I had an idea because, you grew up in the 90s and cornrows are a thing. Not so much now. Like, there's a way you do it now, like with the shaved sides and then the little cornrows or whatever. Like I call it the adult version cornrow. That you can make that shape. It depends on the rest of your aesthetic or whatever, but it can work. But like full blown cornrows, I don't know. I just see them now and it just makes me like. And I'm not gonna say any words to that because I need those faces to do the job. But anywho, yes, I get asked that a lot, and I've had short hair only for the last 2 years, but before then, we was froed out. The corals was curling. Had the heart shaped fro, and she was lovely. We loved her, but yeah, so anytime someone found out it's cancer survivor, like, oh, you lost your hair, I'm like, I can't imagine you not having any hair. And I was thinking, well, why? And before I was able to say something that would have sounded like, before I was able to say something that would have sounded or would have come off or could have come off as some form of judgment from someone simply not knowing or understand, I remember when they told me that I was going to lose my hair, and I started bawling, and by they I mean the doctors at the hospital. They're I'm in the hospital. They're going down this list, this treatment list about what they're gonna do. As I said in one or two of my previous videos, I was a part of a trial at the cancer hospital. Like I said, you want details on that, you gotta go watch the vids. But I yeah, they were telling me I was a part of a trial, so they're telling me all the things they're gonna do, and it's like, Now half the stuff I don't understand. Do not understand. Like, I was not in pre-med. I got a basketball scholarship. I didn't know what they was talking about. Still surprised when I heard him say leukemia. I was like, wait, isn't that like a type of cancer? Like, I was actually proud of myself for, recognizing that. And then that went away quickly when I'm just like, wait, I got that? Yeah. But, yeah, so they're talking about all these things that they're gonna do and these things that could happen, And I remember one of the doctors, Dr. Franklin, my boo, she was just like, yeah, maybe after that 4th, 5th round of chemo, you'll really start, you'll start to, see the differences. And then first it's like, yeah, you can, you're gonna feel them right away. Obviously, you're literally having poison pumped into your veins, so yeah, you feel that instantaneously. But she was saying you won't really be able to see what it's doing to you until like maybe the 5th round. And that's just when your nails start turning colors, your hands and feet, yes, hands and feet, they start turning colors. Your skin gets a little interesting. The texture may change, your color may change a little bit. And you get weaker, obviously, your hair, and then your hair gets thinner. It doesn't actually just do a complete, you wake up and all your hair's on the pillow. No, it's gradual loss. And let me find a spot to fluff and fix. Now, it's gradual loss. So, and they're going through and she's telling me, yeah, after that 5th round, this, and this, and then that's when you start losing your hair. Baby, when I tell you she said that, and I started bawling. She just said all these other things, which I don't remember exactly, but ultimately all these different medicines and what they could do, how they're going to help me and how they might hurt me as well. And it wasn't until she got to the hair, I started to bawl. Bawling. Like, what? Over hair? Hair. But, of course, back then, as my fellow ladies know, our hair is our crown. Our hair, a lot of us, our hair is our identity. Our hair is this pillar. I know for me, I feel like if my hair is done, everything else can be raggedy. Like, I don't care. Like, my hair is done. Like, from my neck up, if this is okay, Vogue it. But no, if this here is okay, then I'm like, all right, whatever. But that came with maturity, because back in the day, I'm just like, no, if it's not head to toe, I'm not gonna go. I'm like, it need to be right from here all the way down. And if it wasn't, I wasn't with it, right? But as we mature, we get smarter about some things. But anywho, hair, right? And it was so big. And even, depending on, I guess, what generation you grew up in, having long hair you were considered to be beautiful. And if you didn't have long hair, you weren't beautiful, or you were halfway beautiful, or they let your hair be your entire identity. It's just like, oh, well, you may not have been the best looking person, but if you had some nice hair, it didn't matter. It's like, oh, okay, let me make sure this looks nice and this looks nice. I don't care about this. Oh, but my hair is nice. It was just this, there was so much emphasis on hair that I'm literally being told all these things that are going to happen to my body, my mind, my health, my life. And I'm just kind of sitting there twiddling my fingers. And like I said, granted, half of that was, due to the ignorance of me simply not knowing. some stuff, but not having not having any like follow up or any real questions for it. But it was not until she mentioned my hair, and then it really made me think. I think back now and I was like, look at me rocking a short hairstyle. And as much as I love my hair, I cut it like every week, if not every other week. And also, this is why men's hair grows so fast, because they're always cutting it. Always cutting it. That's why their hair grows so fast. They don't tell us that. That's their secret. Their hair grows fast because they're always getting it cut. The fact that I have to cut my hair weekly, I thought that was kind of insane, but also cool. Like, our hair will continue to grow even once we go home to the Father. Our nails too. Um, and not like forever, but they certainly keep growing, after, like, put it to you like this, because I be very careful with the words that I use. Your hair will your hair will keep growing even if your heart stops beating. Hair and nails, like, it'll still grow. Isn't that interesting? I found that so interesting. I'm just like, what? I feel like that was kind of the moment, well, one of the moments that made me start thinking, like, oh my goodness, why am I putting so much emphasis on my hair? Like, what? And thank God, by the time it actually fell out, because like she said, it actually fell out later than what was predicted, during treatment. So like, yeah, after like 5 rounds of harsh chemo, and we're sitting there, just like I said, like she said, you start to see your body change. Oh boy, did I see that? The body. I can laugh now, but the body changed. Okay, I mean, weight, color, skin texture, just everything changed, including like being swollen. So my face was like super swollen. It was very round. My little sister used to always come and like pinch my cheeks. She was the only one I allowed to do that though. I'm just like, you know what? There's a specific bond here. I'm like, I'm gonna let you do this. No one else. So shout out to Ezzy, if she watched this. Hey girl. But yeah, she was the only one I let pinch my cheeks. But I noticed pretty much everything the doctor said, all of that took place, but my hair hadn't fallen out yet. But at that point, I was so, I don't even know if caught up is the right word or term I want to use, but let's just say all the other things going on with my body and my mental, my health, that took precedence over the hair, finally, right? So my hair finally did fall out. It was more so like, oh my gosh, Mom, look at this. It was like, I wasn't excited, but it wasn't such a big deal anymore. I'm just like, oh my gosh. It was more so like, wow, this is interesting. Like, Mom, look at this. Oh my goodness. And it was coming out in clumps. I remember it was, we were actually getting ready to go eat, because, with my particular, what is it? I keep wanting to say routine. It's not routine. My particular regime, my cancer treatment, basically, my protocol. You know what? One of those 3. It could really be all 3, but let's just say regime. It had regime steroid therapy, and steroids can make you very, very swollen. Just looking at the notes popping up and checking the time. But yeah, so it makes you swell, right? And it also turns you into a monster when it comes to your plate. Yeah, so what I tell you, man, steroid therapy, that I ate like last meal. It really, it gave me this crazy appetite, like monstrous appetite. And yes, I'm getting ready. My mom, we had gotten to the point where we were just going to the buffet. We were like, oh, you're hungry? Okay. Just gonna go there and let her eat her little heart's desires, and then we'll come home and tuck her in the bed. Still actively going through treatment at this time as well. So just in case you're wondering. So I'm getting ready, and at this point, my attire had become t-shirts, sweatpants, and hoodies because that was quick, it was easy, and it was comfortable. Quick, easy, comfortable. That was our routine for years. And then I started getting a little jazzy with it and adding a little color, and maybe I'll throw some hoops on or something. My little round face. It was cute. A little round face. I mean, because now you can see like the angle, angles. But no, it was round, like round. And so I'm getting ready, and I'm combing my hair back, about to put my bandana on, and I put the brush down, and I just look like, whoa! And there's just clumps of hair in the brush, and I said, oh wow. And I remember having that moment in the bathroom, and I'm just like, huh, wow. And I'm looking at the brush, and I look at my hair, so I started doing this, and it's just coming out clump by clump. And like I said, I was at that point. All the other things that occurred that pretty much had my focus. So by the time the hair fell out, it really wasn't a big deal. Like, I didn't care. Fun fact, my eyebrow hair never fell out. That didn't fall out. What made them crazy is getting them over waxed, but it's another story. But yeah, they did not, they never fell out. My eyelashes did, which was very interesting with those growing back, because they grow up and then out. So as they were growing up, they were like stabbing my corneas, and the way I had to actually wear eye patches was wild. Yes, out here looking like a bald-headed pirate in a hospital gown. Oh man, not really. Not as in the pirate thing. I definitely still had to wear like the eye patch and all that stuff because I mean, we all hadn't gotten eyelashes caught in our eyes, and it feels like it's a jolt. They're very sharp, little fine pieces of hair. Just imagine half of that, but getting the pointy part just kind of poking you in the eye. So yeah, that wasn't fun, but God healed that too. Okay. Snaps for the kids, period. Okay. But yeah, But yeah, so, my hair's falling out, in my hands. And I'm like, Mom! It got to that point where anytime I called her, it was almost like like an emergency family meeting. They're like, what's wrong? She needs medicine. She needs it. So, she runs. And then she's like, what's wrong? I was like, look. And I'm like, and she's like, oh, wow. It's finally falling out, and she looks and she's like, she started doing it. And I tell her to look at the brush. She's like, wow. And she's just kind of staring at me. Now I'm looking and she's just like, oh gosh, is she going to react? How's she going to feel? Does she not want to go out anymore? Like, what's going to happen? And I'm remembering her face now. So I'm seeing these, you can see the thoughts sometimes. It's like they're just kind of going. Y'all see her staring at me, and I'm still in awe of the whole thing. It's like, wow. Now why? I don't know, but like I said, at that moment, all the other things had occurred with my health and my appearance. So my hair, it really did not matter. Didn't matter. If anything, I had prepared to lose it, and you do all this preparation and then it's not happening, so you forget about it. Plus other things like painful chemo and meds, well, it just kind of kept me busy. So she's like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. And I was like, I kind of picked out a wig I wanted already, so yeah, that'll be interesting. And I put it back. I couldn't do a ponytail holder because it was, like I said, it was coming out in clumps at that point. I want to say respectful clumps. Does that even make sense? Not like huge ones, but because my hair was it still permed? I feel like it may have been half perm, half not perm. So it was just kind of coming out, maybe clumps like that big, you know. And I just put my bandana on. I'm like, okay, so she said, you still want to go to eat? I said, yeah, I sure do. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go. And this was not an occurrence that we went to, like, we didn't go to a buffet all the time. This particular buffet was one of my favorites. So that's why I was just like, oh, we get to go here. And like I said in the prior video, there were a lot of foods I couldn't have. And there were these stints where it's like you would have to catch it. It was like these, I called them the loop. I think I called them the loop weeks, or the doctor called them loop week. I can't even speak English right now. What's going on? Loop weeks, where it was almost like I had so much medicine in my system that I can eat stuff I wouldn't be able to eat because it would help combat the medicine. It's like, and it all just kind of worked together. So we were in that loop week. Thank you, Holy Spirit, because what was coming out of these lips? Loop week. And I was just like, well, I've been looking for this. I'm looking forward to what you mean. No, we going. We gonna tie this joint up and we headed out. Let's go. And yeah, so we did that. And even on our way back home, you know, when we got back home, I very satisfied. And I don't know if I took a nap or not, but I remember ending back up in the bathroom at some point and just kind of playing with my hair, and I started tugging it to see if it was gonna come out, even with an aggressive pull. And my mom was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm just trying to see how much I can get out, you know. And she's like, well, you don't she said, just let it fall out naturally. I said, why? I was like, if it was coming out, I could do it, whatever. Side note, not her ending up, like, she ended up saving some of the hair. What? I said, this is a mom thing. It's like, oh, my baby's first haircut. I put your hair in a little baggie. And I'm not judging that, because as emotional as I get with babies, children, and just love in general, like, I don't want that to be my portion. I'd rather hold on to something else, but we will see. I don't know. But you know, I say all that to say it's so interesting how we will put such an emphasis on things that really don't matter. Like, they really don't matter. You know, one video I say, you know, I was so busy or so worried about, you know, making sure I could eat whatever I wanted, that I was putting my health to the side. And even with this wasn't me putting my health to the side by any means, but, you know, someone's explaining to me all these things that are going to happen, and I'm worried about my hair. And why I'm worried about my hair? Because I'm worried about my appearance. Why am I thinking about my appearance? I'm in a hospital attached to IVs and signing all this paperwork because I'm about to be a part of a trial that just got approved. You know, just got approved. I'm in a hospital bed. I'm, you know, I wasn't in school anymore. I couldn't play basketball anymore. All these things. But no, I was worried about hair follicles coming out of my scalp. Wow. Right? And it's funny because we always say, oh yeah, you know, as women, you know, I do think, you know, our hair, it's certainly a crown, but don't let that crown rule you, you know, because the real kingdom is the kingdom of God. That's the kingdom you want to be a part of. And it's not even about getting a crown or wearing a crown. It's more so what you have in here. Like, if you accepted Jesus Christ, you know, like, who's in here? Not so much worried about this or any of the aesthetics, quite frankly, because what's in here, you know? And I just found that so interesting. And even now, just like I said, rocking a short haircut, I've always wanted to do it, but I was nervous because I'm just like, man, you know, I went without hair for so long. You know, once all my hair fell out, so I grew it out, and I was like, I just want to have big fluffy hair. I've always had a thing for Diana Ross's hair, but once I realized that length in my own hair like that was way more than I wanted to deal with, I just that's something in my hair. Is that just shine? But yeah, I said, yeah, no, this is not it. So as I'm growing my hair, I'm looking for, different froze and curl patterns where it's big enough, because I became the person that wanted more volume than length. And, for my fellow naturalistas, it's like the girls that get it, it's one or the other, but quite frankly, when you have volume, you don't necessarily need the length. And it also depends on what shape you want your fro and things like that. I got to a point where I really didn't want my hair longer than my shoulders. Of course, when it was straightened, it was, but as it was curly, fluffy fro, boom, so we did. And another fun fact, so my hair, it came back a completely different way, grew back a completely different color and texture. So I'm gonna get right into the camera right now. It's kind of slept on. It's just like a 2-day curl thing going on, but get close, you see the little tendrils, and like it literally grows out of my head like this. Yes, I have, conditioner, curl creams and things like that, but it grows out of my head in coils. It's actually pretty cool. Also got to be careful because hello tangles. But my hair was not like that before. It's also pitch black. I don't even know if you can tell now. For the girlies with the what is it? The 1B girlies. It's like, okay, black, but then like a sprinkle of brown. Nope. One. We're a one. I'll wear 1B. It'll match. If I do like a slick back or something like that. But it was yeah. So I went from having the reddish brown sandy hair, and I don't even know if that was natural. Maybe that was just due to the perms we had as kids. I don't know. I was a just for me girly, so I don't know. But yeah, so it went from being more kinky, super thick, kinky, super thick, and like this reddish brown. And the sun, we were red. We were, yeah, it was hitting. It was like, they always ask, did you dye your hair? No, this is just what it is, right? And so this hair came back. I remember when it first started growing back, I was like, oh, that's a nice curl. It was so new to me. It's like I liked it, but I didn't like it. So all I wanted to do was straighten it, get braids, or try to elongate it, because I didn't understand having a curl this tiny and this tight. Like I didn't understand. And now she's embarrassing me by not wanting to bounce back. But that's fine. I don't care. I love you anyway, girl. But yeah, so it's so it was so different to me, and I was just like, I don't know how I feel about this curl. And I was used to the either the big curls, because like I said, my hair was kinky, but when we did get curls, it was when my mom did put curls in, or I got my hair done, it was always the big fluffy curls. The 3C girlies. Yeah, that's what I that's what I leaned more towards. Not saying it was natural. The curls had to be put in there. Or we got an S curl to loosen it, which is something else I tried on the curls. I don't recommend it. Just saying, I do not recommend trying an S curl if you want to loosen your curls. It works as long as you stay up with it, but as soon as you don't, it's you see just how much damage it actually does to your natural hair. So natural hair girlies. If you're gonna go natural hair, just find the products that work for you. There are so many different kinds. I can guarantee you will find something. Guarantee you can find something. Yeah, they have so many different kinds. Like, I've played with a ton. If you want to know which ones, I can totally share that with you. I am not going to say it on the video because, you know, infringement, endorsements, and all those things. I'm not trying to deal with it. I like what I like, and it works for me. And if you want to know, just ask, and I will be sure to share the good news. You get it? The good news. Jesus, love, God, all that. Okay. If you got it, awesome. If you didn't, it's fine. Whatever. But yeah, you know, so ultimately I say all that to say, you know, I was restored. God truly restored me in every way, you know, from my scalp, literally and figuratively, to the soles of my feet, you know. And it's so, I say funny now, right? Because we're told to value these things that don't really matter. Like, they don't matter. Like, okay, if you had to choose today, health or your hair, what are you gonna choose? Like, you could have this amazing health, great health, or this luscious head of hair. Like, what would you choose? And you think, oh, well, the luscious head of hair. What? You know what? I'm not even gonna judge. The thing about choosing your health, when you have good health, when everything is working right in here, when everything is here, when you are spiritually aligned, when everything is working right in here, everything else will fall into place. Oh my goodness. Seek first the kingdom and all will be added. Seek ye first the kingdom and all will be added unto you. Depending on what version of the Bible you read. You know, I'm usually a KJV girly, but that was like a sprinkle of KJV and the NIV together. But yeah, so it's just, it's what's in here. It is what is in here. Your health, you know, who you are, knowing who you are, knowing whose you are. You get that health right, that health together, and literally everything else. You get yourself right with God. You get an understanding of who He is. You build that intimate relationship with Him. Literally, it is about what is inside. What is inside will always show on the outside. Always. And they always say, oh, it's not just about your looks. It's not. It is not. It is so far beyond that. You can have amazing aesthetics and have just nothing in here, you know. It reminds me of the, you know, not trying to come for anyone. It totally reminds me of the people that care more about their clothes than their, can I say it? They care more about their clothes than their hygiene, you know, or their aesthetics. It's just like, yeah, you're wearing, you know, $400 shirt, but like, is your deodorant $2 or I don't know. It's this very interesting balance that I feel like we should have at a certain age, and a lot of people don't. And like I said, I'm not judging you because it's something going on in here. It's like something that's not aligned in here. It's just not. And you get that alignment in here. It's one thing to be ignorant, but you know, as we know better, we should do better. Right? I'm not trying to hold anybody to some crazy standard. I'm not, because baby, like I already said, I did the S curl. I mean, not really knowing, not liking what grows out of my head naturally. Like, what? You don't like what's coming out of your natural head and not knowing how beautiful it is? I cannot stop people from complimenting my hair now. And don't stop. Thank you. I love it. God, dude, you know. But no, it was truly a complete restoration from head to toe. you know. And I say there's so many different things about my healing, and people think, oh, it's just hair, but it wasn't just hair for me. It was identity. It was something I was known for. Oh, Nina's over. No, her hair gonna always be da da. And then I didn't have any, and it was like, well, now who am I? What am I? A survivor. You're a survivor. That is what you are, you know. And I could go on and on and on about just the different things that we will hold of this hold a certain level of importance, and it's really, really, really not important. So for my lupus warriors, I see you, sis. My alopecia warriors, I see you, sis. Know that it is not like your hair is not your identity. It's not. It's not your identity. Who you are in here, who God says you are, whose you are, and who you are. You know those. It does not matter. Not to mention all the amazing things people are doing with hair anyway. I know a young lady in particular who has alopecia, and you know, she can do some amazing things with hair. And you know, like I say, hair, it's really an accessory at this point. It really is. And you know, if you have it and it's growing and it's working for you, instead of always covering it up, take care of it. Like, nourish what you have, and then you'll see how it grows for you. Anyone else catch that? And that goes so far beyond hair, you know, so far beyond health, your health, education. Nourish what you have. Pour into what you have. Like, ask God to pour into you. God, show me, who am I? Who am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to be doing? Like, ask for that. Like, get filled up in here the right way. So, and everything else, it'll just come. Seek first the kingdom, all will be added. And yeah, man, that hair combo. But that's all I really have to say for the hair thing. Like I said, I could say more, but it'll tie into other things. And to see what those things are going to be, you're just going to have to turn into the next vid. I said turn, I meant tune. But, you know, tune into the next vid. You'll see. But anyway, thank you to everyone that watches. Like I said, if you have questions, I do not mind answering any. Just let your girl know. And yeah. Seek first the kingdom, and all will be added. You know, what's more important? What's inside or what's on the outside? Your hair, your identity you think you have, or your health? Your hair or your health? What you choose? I chose both at different times. But growth. That's what we really want. Growth. Know who you are and who you are. Straight up. Straight up. Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that? Y'all better be catching some of these. Y'all got to. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Love you, love you, love you. God loves you so, so, so much more. Like, more than you can ever imagine. Believe that. Bye.